passed away yesterday in a major car accident.
Time out.
One friend closer to that being true.
Time out, Randy. Time out,
Randy. We'll talk about this on the show.
No, we're live right now.
Oh.
He's just messing around.
Hey, is Trey still watching? Tell him to call in too. Get in on the conversation if he wants to.
I just shut down the computer
Oh, man.
But you know Sanchez is just messing with you.
But it's not only him. It's also Brian as well. Every day that I hang out, every time I hang out with Brian, he tell me every time I try to talk to about my friends,
Look.
he says you had no friends. You had no friends. How do you like it when I ever tell you had no friends? You had no friends. How do you like it if I tell you that you're fucking gay because you live with Mike?
I didn't want any friends.
Okay.
What if we tell you you're a giant baby because you still live with your mom?
I need to reset the cameras because we're all out of whack right here. But I will tell you this, Sanchez. I'm gonna ask you a question.
What?
Do you bust balls with people you don't like?
No.
There you go. He's just busting your balls. This is what friends do.
But he always tells me that he don't like me.
I don't ever tell you I don't like you. I've never said I don't like you.
It's being funny is what it is. You don't look. I was watching a little behind the scenes documentary.
Whoa, Randy.
About Spaceballs.
Randy. God damn it.
I'll reset it in a second. I was watching a little behind the scenes documentary about Spaceballs. And one of the things, and of course Randy has no idea what we're talking about when it comes to Spaceballs.
His balls. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He mentioned you don't parody things you don't love. In other words, you don't make fun of things you don't like. You know, so you don't.
I make fun of things I don't like all the time too, though.
Yeah, but okay, never mind.
And you just said that I'm a baby because I live with my mom. I live with my mom because she has cancer.
Well, no.
And I try to take care of her at my best abilities. Trust me, if she didn't have cancer, if she wasn't sick, I would be out already. But she's sick with cancer, and plus her tumor just came back.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but
her
no,
tumor,
I'm not
tumor
saying.
just came back.
No. That's not even what I'm getting at.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
What?
Do you get what I'm saying? You just busting balls.
Yeah, I'm just busting balls, but like, they're
hurt
yeah.
them,
I mean, there's a point where I do get irritated with them, but I'm not saying I hate them or anything like that. You just irritate me. That's
okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, it's not really.
People irritate each other all the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
The truth is, you can't expect everyone to like you.
yeah.
Trust me, I've ran into plenty of people who don't like my personality at all.
I don't like Brian's personality.
Yeah.
Well,
And the rest of the female population of the United States.
yeah, but just the United States, though.
Yeah, Asians are afraid of him though.
Well, I am the size of
He has that trained
I think
molester
he's
kind of look to
Godzilla
him.
is what it is.
I do
Brian,
smash
you know,
up
Ray,
buildings.
Brian, there was something I wanted to tell you the last show. I didn't want to interrupt. The show is, you need to move the microphone back because the way the camera is, it's like
Right in front of your face.
It's right in front of your face. We can't see you at all. Yeah, that's much better. Thank you. So what's on your mind, Randy? Come on, let's share. I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. How you been?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I didn't come on Wednesday because I had to be working. I'm at 5 a.m. I don't understand what you texting for. Like you said I hope you get his phone better. I said that I couldn't come because I had to work, and you said I hope you get his phone better. I wasn't even sick.
All right, let me clarify this.
The most petty of things to trivialize.
You texted me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read your text. You said, hold on a second. Oh, you said, sorry, I won't be able to make it tonight to the podcast. I have to be at work by 5 a.m. in the morning. To which I replied, that sucks, feel better. Okay, that's being funny, Randy. I was being funny.
Okay, I did not. I mean, I understand
the
that
joke
that
was
sucks.
I didn't even read what you wrote. I just assumed you were talking about being sick. See, sometimes It goes over people's
That's
heads.
that autism I was talking about.
What?
What? Autism.
So, Randy, I was disappointed you didn't come because we have some new common ground. Because I got pulled over by the cops Wednesday morning.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did. I was going 32 in a school zone.
Damn.
Here's the funny part is, and I wish I don't think I have the, I was let go with a warning, but he did give me this like card or whatever, because I guess he thought I was cute. No, I don't know. He gave me this card with like contact information. I don't know what I did with it, but I'm not sure. Here, is this it right here? No, I probably just threw it away. He's like he had an email address on there, and you know how, like sometimes people, especially when you work at some places, you put your last name in the email. I'm not sure, but it looked like this cop's last name was Crook. I'm not making this up. Okay, moving on. All right, I thought it was pretty hilarious.
Damn it! Sorry. That's my ringtone.
A cop with the last name Crook. I thought that was pretty great.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it's a lot of things to take in right now because I found out that mom cancer came back, and then I got a call from a friend last night that said that a friend was just rushed to the hospital, and then and then he called me. He called me later that night and said that he passed away. And you know, we went all through school together, like elementary, intermediate, middle school, high school. And he was just one year younger than me.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Randy.
So yeah.
That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear about your mom too. That sucks.
Yeah, she was getting better, but those fucking tumors, man. It's not funny no more, Mike. It was only funny like the first time we did it, and now it's not funny no more. It's just fucking annoying. Stop it, or I'll throw your phone out the window.
Guys, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Well, where else can you find podcast content like that? What did you do to Randy?
Huh?
What did you just like grab his wrist and do like?
Yeah, just a little wrist work.
Oh, are you okay, Randy?
Nothing that could hurt him. Just a little extension. That was it.
Randy, I will say this. Although I will admit Sanchez is pretty wrong for that.
For what? For this? No, I'm just kidding.
I just want to say, when you bring stuff like that up, you're leaving the door open for things like that to happen. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, everyone's going to respond in multiple different ways. You can't expect them all to respond the same way that you would respond.
We're all sort of comedians. It's the way we deal with like fucking. That's the way I deal with it anyway. I'm not gonna speak for them, but that's the way I deal with
I deal
weird moments.
with dark stuff with humor, which has always off-put a lot of people.
Gotta go dark, man.
Yeah, to be on the safe side, just don't bring stuff like that up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's just, God, it's like.
All right,
It's
just
like
as a
bummer
palate
followed
cleanser.
by bummer,
Just as a palate cleanser, let me tell you about the time I got my dick sucked in kindergarten. Just it was wasn't great. Wasn't great at all. It was kind of.
Poor Randy.
It's kind of the best and the worst thing
Randy
ever.
just wanted to come in so bad. And he's here. He's paying for his By the way, Seth says hi. He says hi from Ringside Review. Hi, Seth.
Hey, Seth.
What do you?
Hey, what's up, man? We should get together sometime.
No, don't listen to him. Why isn't he calling? Tell him to call.
Because I don't. You want him to call?
Yeah, tell him to call, man. We don't ever get to interact, man. And we're all sort of part of the same family, aren't we?
To take him out to eat for a while, and we could talk.
Oh, shit.
Or we could.
He wants you to put out, dude. Don't let.
No, I'm not.
This is the trick. It's all about the implications.
I know Seth. He's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was like,
you have to be a big steak, Randy.
Bartenders are never an easy lay. Just remember that.
I mean, he seemed like a good friend.
Okay.
Imagine you and me.
No, hell no.
And me and you.
I love my women, dude. Hell no.
He loves his women.
Yeah.
He loves the women that he's
So
tied
you
up
just
in.
want to dress him up as a woman.
No, hell no.
I especially love the one in my trunk.
All right, I'll put the number up there for him. All right.
Illumina trunks are really roomy.
My car's a woman.
I'm not even gonna get into that with you.
She got banged in the ass once.
Ugh. Man. Your car's had more sex than you have. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't know. It depends on who was having sex with the car.
Yeah, that is true. Did you buy the car from West? Was it a car from around the West area?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, somebody fucked that car. Somebody definitely fucked that car. What?
I'm just at a loss right now. It's like when Randy walks in the room, it's like this sensory overload of just crazy randomness. Randy, did you watch the Super Bowl?
I wanted to, but I couldn't. I might get called into work.
Oh, you had to work during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, that sucks.
What, were you like tied to your chair and it was like on your left side? And your lack of a neck kept you from actually looking at it?
No, I got called into work. Like, I wanted to watch it, but then again, my boss called me and asked me to come in, and I'm like, yeah, sure, because I need the money.
What do you need the money for? What are you gonna buy?
It's not what I'm going to buy. It's that I have bills.
That doesn't sound correct. What bills do you have? I mean, let's hear what Randy's monthly bill service is. Whatever you're doing there.
Randy just does have what, Verizon?
Oh yeah, that thing's like $200 a goddamn month. If you got everything, yeah.
I mean,
Do you pay for the full service?
I pay for my part, and Mom pays for her
And for
part.
limited data. Only 10 gigs. That's all you get.
I get 8 gigs now.
Ooh.
And then you pay like $200 a month for 8 gigs and crappy service.
Not crappy, dude. It's the best service in the market.
No.
Yes, because
I think Seth is tuned out, just in case you're wondering.
no. Because let me ask you a question, Brian. Let me ask you a question. Okay?
Ask me that question. I don't know if I'll answer though.
Axe
Okay.
him. You better axe him.
I don't care if Verizon is pricey. One reason why I like them is because, like, they work with me. Unlike AT&T, unlike everybody else that I know, they don't work with you. All they want is your money. But Verizon is different because Verizon, they will let me pay out my bills, and they won't cut my service off, and they will let me extend my bill.
Do you
Is
talk
this
to him in
commercial?
person or do you talk to him on the phone?
I talked to them on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Randy, I can assure you that they want your money just as much as every other phone company.
I'm pretty sure they hear you talking. It's like, oh, somebody's parent is letting their kid pay their bill.
No, because my mom's phone is in my name, so you know.
So you are paying her bill.
What did you just do just then?
she hands me.
Well, no. What? Did you just pick something out of your hair?
No, I was just like that.
Are you like picking fleas out of your hair? or
No,
something?
I was doing that.
Dude, don't get lice on the boom on the mic.
I
thing.
don't lice, man.
It looked like you just picked something out of your.
No, I was like that.
Okay. So did that lady cut your hair again this past week? The college student or the beauty school student?
Not yet. I haven't had money for it. Maybe next week.
The beauty student, you should be able to get it for
I
like
think
$5. That's a $5 haircut.
So you left last time Randy was here.
Oh, good.
So you you didn't hear this story.
Oh God.
Randy,
I don't think I did.
got his haircut from a beauty school student, right?
Yeah, but she working at it. She working at an actual place now.
Fuck your salon.
But like you had just gotten your haircut like the week before, something like that.
Yeah.
He got his haircut again, and we really couldn't tell the difference. But you paid how much to her?
Like $12.
See, this is the problem.
No.
You're sitting there saying,
Is she
"I've got to
attractive?
work."
No,
she
because
attractive?
That's
yeah.
what it is. That's what it is.
okay.
No, but no,
that's
no,
what it is.
no,
Okay.
no. That's not what it is, man.
No, shut up.
It's,
Shut up.
It's that I like.
We're actually okay with that answer.
Okay,
We're
but
actually okay with that answer. You're just
but
gonna make yourself sound stupid.
No, I'm not making.
The
myself
more you
stupid.
talk, the more you're gonna sound stupid.
No, I'm
We've
not.
already accepted that answer
Let
as a
him
good
talk.
answer.
Let him talk.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, just because that you had a top so long, but I like my.
Well, say that again. You had the top so long.
No, I said the top is still long. I like it like that, but then I'd like to get them the sides cut short, but my hair grows too fast, so I have to get it. So I have to get the fade done like every other week.
But you see, here's the problem, Randy. You're talking about you had to work on Super Bowl Sunday because you needed the money, yet you're spending $12 on haircuts,
I don't care.
and you're going to see movies with Brian when you owe your uncle. So that's a callback.
Well, actually,
I was the one who paid for that movie, though. I paid for his
I'm just
ticket.
playing.
Oh, actually, and also, it's funny right now because, because one of the bills that I owe him is what due today, and I gave him 48 instead of 88, and that's only because I needed money to live on for the week, and I already know that on Monday I'm gonna have to hear it.
Okay, I'm waiting for the funny part.
It's sitting right next to me.
You said the funny thing is, and then
No, I said the funny thing is that like
I think he's just using that as just an intro into his statement.
okay, I understand. Okay, you're like a Randy whisperer. I like it. All right,
Randy.
he like interprets things. for
Randy.
me.
I'm probably.
so yeah. So I probably got to go to court soon again.
I hope they lock your ass up. I hope they lock your
Why
ass
do you
up.
have to go to court, Randy? What's going on?
No, I hope they lock your ass up and they put you in there with some big, gigantic Adonis of a black guy, and you try that acting black shit with him, and he just rapes you mercilessly, like mercilessly,
What's going on, Randy? Why here?
mercilessly.
We'll put up a picture of. who
Randy,
you're
the best
talking
thing to
about.
do in that
Put up
situation is
a
to
picture
just
of Nasty Nate, please.
piss and shit
Oh,
yourself.
I don't know who. Nasty
No,
Nate
no.
is.
And
Put up a
excess.
picture of
No,
Mark Henry.
no,
That helps.
no, I am choosing to go to court.
Can
Nobody,
you put a picture
nobody,
of Randy next to him?
Nobody making me go
All
to
right, hold
court.
on,
I am
let me-
choosing to go to court.
Hold on, I got a good picture of Randy up here.
Yeah, I'm choosing to go to court because I need to talk to the judge about something. Because I need to get one of these wrecks off my record because I can't be paying what every insurance company trying to make me pay. So I got.
I'm confused. You're gonna go before a judge to get something off your record? Is that what it is?
Yes, because
Do they do things like that?
They do,
Yes.
but
Yeah,
you
they do?
can't have
Okay.
multiple. You can't have multiple, and he's already got multiple, so
yeah,
that's
but
not gonna happen.
I know the judge. It's a small town, so I'm gonna talk to him, and see
So
what I can do.
I was just thinking about what Sanchez said about somebody's child is paying the bill for the family. I'm sorry, I just thought that was funny earlier.
No, I mean, just because right now for 2 cars they want me to pay $200 a month for 2 cars on the car insurance, and that's just liability.
Right?
Yeah, Randy is so interesting. He's so great to look. Yeah. Thank you for proving my point, Randy. You're awesome.
So Randy, how's
See, I complimented you. That's what compliments. That's a compliment. Didn't that sound weird? Did it sound weird? Me complimenting you? Probably did, didn't it?
I just have this inkling that Randy's going to murder one of us. I just know it. Just eventually someday.
He's not gonna murder any one of us.
Randy, if you're going to murder any one of us, which one would you murder? That's such a stupid question. Never mind.
Sanchez.
Of course he tried to murder me. He's already said he would. Like, he went off that one time. And he thought I wouldn't find out. He's talking about putting rat poison in my food and stuff.
Hey guys, did you know that there is a comedy show not this Sunday but the following Sunday, February 18th, at a place called True Love in Waco, Texas. It is 21 and up. Sorry, Randy. But there's going to be a bunch of comedians there. Who knows? There might even be Brian and Sanchez. We don't know. They might be too busy.
I might try
for the next game.
I might try to get in.
Don't.
How's that going to work?
I mean, if I get caught, I get caught. I don't care.
Go in there on a Make-A-Wish.
What about one more year, Randy?
Well, Randy, the problem with that strategy is there's a guy at the door who checks IDs. He checks literally everyone's IDs. Like, he checked mine for the longest time until he just finally recognized.
Which one was it?
Well, it could be a couple of them. There's the guy with dreadlocks.
That dude's always cool with me. Like, he's always so laid back. That
Like,
dude's awesome.
But he'll check IDs. I know
Yeah.
him. And then I don't think Trevion works up there anymore. I haven't seen him up there. And then Eric himself will work the door if somebody's on a break. So they're not letting anybody in without that's unless they're 21 and up.
Yeah.
Sorry, Randy.
You just need to write on like a sign saying I am 21.
You'd probably try to walk in and then they'd immediately stop you and hold you there and wait for an adult to come. Can we get his handler?
Then I would.
Can we please get his handler?
I like how Randy laughed.
I would just run to Brian and be like, "Daddy,
Like Randy's that self-aware.
Daddy."
What did he say?
That is the grossest thing ever.
What did
He said he was gonna run to Brian and be like, "Daddy."
That's very disturbing.
Yeah, that's the most disturbing fucking thing I've heard in a while. God. Oh, you were fucking gross.
Do it
dude.
again.
No, don't do it again.
Well, thank you for coming in tonight, Randy. I know you were banned from the previous show that was on, but
Yeah, I was.
we're just talking, having fun.
Yeah, and your call. I immediately was like, God damn.
What? You don't like that rock music?
You had the right. That was you with the right.
Yeah.
Audio slave.
Oh my God, you're like.
I didn't really understand the point of that, Randy.
Yeah,
I mean,
we were actually trying to do video
Like,
games
if
and
you
stuff,
were
and then
like talking, or you could have
who
even
told you to do that? Who the fuck told you to do that?
You could have even.
I just love fucking with you, Mike.
Well, if you do that again, I'm gonna kick your ass, and I mean that, because I actually was. We were trying. I mean,
what I'm trying to say is,
How many times were me and Brian trying to do a show and you called in?
that was the point of the show, you fucking moron.
so what I'm. Never mind. I was gonna say, if you're playing rock music in the background, typically the angle you could have went with is if you're pretending you're having a conversation. If you're doing a prank call, in the terms of prank calls, like pretending like you forgot the phone was ringing.
Brian, we're trying to do a show.
You're having a conversation that's like inappropriate or whatever, and you don't know that we're listening. See, that's kind of the angle that you could have gone with. Does that make any sense?
Not really.
But I mean, What I'm saying is, instead of just playing music and not saying anything, you could act like you're having a conversation with someone. You called the show and you waited on hold for so long you forgot or you didn't hear them pick up. So now we're listening to you having an inappropriate conversation that's embarrassing or whatever on there. And that's an angle you could have took for that prank phone call. Or just play music and don't say anything. There's always an option too.
The whole point of the prank phone call is try to do something.
You might want to talk into the microphone, Brian, if you want to be heard. You're quiet enough as it is. You need to get a little bit into the microphone. All right, go ahead.
The entire point of playing a prank phone call is you want to try to make it as funny as possible.
The thing is, you're trying to be funny, but they can hear you a lot better now than you were talking at normal volume farther away from the microphone.
Well, isn't the point of the show for them to hear me?
What?
Oh man. Double gulps are so good.
So, Randy, I have to question your priorities about choosing work over my show.
Hey, anytime you want to, please choose work so I don't have to see you.
Hey, if you would pay me,
Ain't nobody gonna pay you for
Then
anything you're
would-
doing.
then I would have came
Like,
that
out of all
night.
the people that have ever been on the show, like Randy's the only one that said, maybe you should pay me some money.
No,
seriously, hold on. Like, even when this was back on Deep Ellum on air, like years and years ago, like even before my kids were born, so it had to be like 2009, 2010. Like all the guests all the panel members I ever had on the show, like not a single one asked for a cent. And here's Randy. Maybe you should pay me a little.
God, dude.
God bless you, Randy. You're just so wonderful.
I was just saying because you said, you priorities.
I get it.
So I would just,
I get it.
my priorities work because work makes me money.
Well, still, you worked on Super Bowl Sunday.
It's like how much? I mean, how much does it cost to put neon lights on a fucking Lumina anyway?
What?
That's actually a very good question.
I'm not modding that car at all. I'm not modding that thing at all. I'm keeping that thing stock as can be.
How about hydraulics?
No, I'm keeping that thing stock.
NOS?
I'm keeping that thing. I'm keeping
What's
it.
a nitro?
Nitro.
How about an air freshener?
Yeah, NOS is drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
How about a spoiler?
It already has one on there.
Spoiler: this car sucks.
I was going there. That's exactly the joke I was going.
But yeah.
God damn it.
But I mean,
I
because
sat on it
I'm
for too
saving
long.
my. I'm saving my.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm
sat on that for
I'm saving my money up to where once I buy my own car, which I'm getting in the next couple of weeks, basically I can mod it and then be mine.
That's great. So I just wanted to mention something earlier. It's just like one of the. You probably saw me laughing over here during Pixel Degenerates.
Yeah.
When you said that's why they coined the phrase, and then you said a phrase no one had ever heard of. What was it? Vania? Metroid?
Metroidvania.
Is that
What do you
a real
mean no
thing?
one's ever heard of it?
Brian and me were. He's shrugging his shoulders.
Are you fucking stupid?
I
I've
don't
talked to you
think
about
he's
this
doing
on
a
plenty of
bit.
occasions. You've never heard Metrovania.
Metroidvania.
Metroidvania. The style of game called Metroidvania. All right. Nobody here knows a goddamn thing about video games.
Like when you coin a phrase, usually it's like universal. Like
It is universal.
Like there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's a phrase. I literally have never heard that before.
Well, you don't play video games.
Oh, there you go. I don't. But like you said, I only play ones that are outdated. So
No, I was just fucking with you.
Yeah.
No, I mean you did play you played like 2 minutes of what you call it, didn't you?
what?
The new South Park game.
Yeah, I did play. That's not true. I played like 20 minutes of the news.
What you just didn't like? What was it about it that you,
okay,
you
here's the
couldn't
thing.
finish it?
You got to understand, I have 2 small children at home, so all the grown-up games I kind of have to play late at night after they go to sleep. That and I just kind of I don't know. I just haven't been in the mood to play. I just been kind of in the mood just to play like a game, like a sports game. I don't know. Plus, I should be playing less video games anyway because I played. It was so pointless. I played MLB The Show 17, which is the latest. Like all this
I
past
thought 18
summer.
was the latest.
No, baseball they do the current year,
Oh, okay.
which makes sense because it's not like.
Well, no, I thought MLB The Show was the only one that did that. Doesn't 2K? Does 2K still make a baseball game?
No, the only people that make a baseball game is RBI. And
And RBI is always fucking garbage.
It's produced by Major League Baseball itself,
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be that they've tried marketing it as like an arcade version. Like I forget what like the bigs or the NFL had. What was the NFL like Blitz or whatever their arcade? So it was like over the top, whatever. But it really wasn't, and it was just kind of a shitty baseball game. They just tried to make it.
You mean MLB Hits?
No, RBI, the latest RBI that came out.
Oh. Well, because they did make one like that.
I guess they
The fuck are you laughing at?
Well, what's going on?
Oh, you made it about you. Great.
Somebody made a Thai juice box. Well, he asked me what I'm laughing at, so I said.
You know, that is kind of my fault for asking. That is, I will take the blame on it. So anyway, back to what I was saying. The whole point of MLB The Show is you're trying to build, or if you're playing the Diamond Dynasty mode, you're trying to play against other players online. And what you have to do is you have to complete missions in the game. You know, like strike out so many hitters with this particular pitcher, or with this particular team win so many games.
Speaking of that, let me add just real quick, and we can get back right to this. When they had that $1 million no-hitter challenge, did you ever try getting that? And that was in 2K.
This was a couple of years
Do you
ago.
know what you know what I'm talking about though?
I don't think I got the game soon enough to. I know exactly what you're talking about. I think they did it a couple of times. Funny enough, do you remember Stevie Richards, the wrestler?
Yeah.
He actually did it, but you weren't supposed to do it until like I think the start of the season. Like there was a specific day they opened it. Like they sold the game like the Tuesday before, and then like on this specific date you were supposed to do it. But Stevie Richards posted that he had done it, and if he had just waited, he could have been, which is it's such a that's always going to stick with me because it's such a random fact that of all people Stevie Richards like pitched a no hitter or whatever. I guess he's not busy wrestling, so he has time to play.
Yeah. Well, is he a trainer now?
Yeah. I don't know. These guys, so a lot of them just have day jobs, and they like work indie shows just for extra.
Well, he doesn't
cash
strike me
or
as a guy
whatever.
that would have a day job.
Yeah. I don't know. He always seemed like a pretty bright guy. He led a group, right to censor, so
Yeah.
he's got leadership skills. Anyway. So,
Obviously.
So what the point I'm trying to make is I played this game, and you're supposed to build up, and the more points you build up, the more historic players you unlock. So the better team you get, so you can go online and you have a better chance of beating these teams. I spent so much time trying to build up like my perfect team that by the time I had built up a squad that had like overall ratings of 95 plus, it wasn't fun to play online. So it was like the whole endeavor was just pointless. I collected this roster that I wanted, and then I didn't even use it. So I just thought that was almost like a whole entire and I played like 2 or 3 games a night after the kids went to sleep. And I looking back on it, that is so much wasted time. So I need to do something like write comedy, maybe. I don't know. Like if I took that time and just wrote like an hour and just devoted it to like concentrating on like this show or like writing jokes, yeah, it'd probably be a lot better. You okay over there, Randy? Has anybody made any more funny memes? No. Have you tried the new Tide Pods, Randy?
No.
I hear they're tasty.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna Google that later.
It's all over there.
So I can-
There's even a what you call it for it.
What?
If you get most of it, it'll add it to it.
I don't know. They're having their own conversation. Do you guys want us to leave? I mean, what's
No.
Okay.
I was just showing him something.
What's it called? Predict?
Yeah.
Predictionary.
Predictionary. Oh, I'm just browsing that thing. Y'all had me thinking I was fucking retarded. It's like I never heard of Metroidvania.
No, I mean, I'm sure,
did you find it?
I'm sure there's a lot of
Yeah.
terms
There are so many related searches: Metroidvania games PC, Metroidvania games Steam, Metroidvania games Xbox One, Metroidvania games 2017.
Yeah, but do they have Battletoads?
Oh, that's not a Metroidvania game.
Oh, sorry.
There's Metroidvania games for online, Metroidvania games Switch, Metroidvania
So,
games
Brian,
Android.
do you feel better about this week? You obviously feel better. You didn't storm out.
No, I didn't storm out last time.
Can you talk into the microphone?
I told him to leave.
No, I probably should have left a lot earlier. I just it's something that normally happens when I go up on stage. I have a little bit of a panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't happen on camera until last week.
I kind of got the feeling. You know, what's funny is I guess I've been doing stand-up so long that it just, I mean, it doesn't affect me going on stage whatsoever. And I'm not trying to brag on myself or whatever. It's just that, you know, and I think possibly maybe I could help you or someone else watching that has trouble with public speaking or whatever. The thing you got to keep in mind is you're a human being and those people are human beings, and that's all you got to remember.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, if you make a mistake that, you know, what's going on over there? It's just
He making noises and I don't want to hear it.
What? What was it?
I don't know. So anyway,
Now you know
yeah,
how I feel
I
when
mean,
you eat.
look,
I don't
it's
want you
especially
eating
easy
ever.
for a comedian because, you know, if they laugh at you, if you do something stupid, because a lot of people worry, it's like, oh, they're gonna laugh at me. It's like, well, of course, that's what you're going for. You know, I once did a show where my pants were, I was doing a character on stage and I was wearing like sweatpants, and these sweatpants, it was kind of old sweatpants, and like the elasticity kind of worn out. So I was just panicking the whole time I was on stage. I was like, I don't want my pants to fall down. I don't want my pants to fall down. And so as I was walking off stage, I mentioned to another comedian, I said, did you see me walk off stage? I was grabbing my pants. I was keeping them up. And I said, you know, I didn't want to look like an idiot up on stage. And he said, well, you're not exactly getting any prom dates doing that character. And then it just hit me. I said, what would have been so bad if my pants fell down? They would have laughed. And what's the point of going up on stage trying to make people laugh if you don't make people laugh? You know, it was kind of, you know, why hold back, you know? So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You know, you just got to keep in mind, you know, nobody's going to think you're stupid. Nobody's going to, you know, if you...
No, actually, that's not entirely true. I mean...
Everybody's going to think you're stupid.
Yeah. I mean...
Except Sanchez.
There's always going to be a vast array of people who take in, you know, what you do on camera.
Is that what you really think? Do you think there's actually just... The people are just like, oh, people think I'm stupid?
No.
Have you not looked on a message board or not
Yeah,
been
I've not
on
read
a
comments.
comment section?
Of our...
No, I mean of just like any.
Yeah.
Any.
I'm
Yeah,
not saying
but, look,
saying everybody's going to think that. I'm saying there
I
are
put up a
definitely...
video
It's
one
it's
time.
you know, there's a lot of times where I was like, man, I really like that. I should probably comment and told them they had good work. And though, you know,
No, people comment negative things. It's so easy to be negative online. It's very hard to put positive things because you feel weird posting.
yeah,
like,
exactly. That's what I was talking
good
about.
job.
Like, I feel
No.
more at home with putting like die and go to hell, you know, like than, you know, oh, great
I mean,
job.
I
you
can
know?
understand sort of being nervous and kind of having a panic attack or whatever, just because you just have
Well, like,
you don't know what to say. But I mean, that's all. That tells you what you need right there is preparation for next time. You
well,
know?
that's why this time went a little more smoother. I had a better idea of what I needed to focus on, and it wasn't perfect. My anxiety still got to me a little bit at some points where my mind started to loop in on itself, but managed to hold it together for the most part. I mean, I understand all this stuff is in my head. I mean, it's nothing that can't be overcome. It's just something I have to work around.
You know, Sanchez was trying to give me shit about. I was giving suggestions on what could make a better review show, and you were kind of going in that direction tonight, whether you realize it or not. Talking about the game, talking about different aspects of the game, rather than just, I like this game, you should play it. You know, you broke it down a little bit.
Well, that's kind of what we did last time.
Yeah, that's important.
Well,
yeah. Last time was just
go back
just a
and
little bit
No,
less
no, no.
entertaining.
You focused on one thing, and that was the story.
no,
not you, not you. Him. He was the one that was like,
I
"Why
never
didn't you?"
said you should focus on one thing.
Well, no.
It's just the story.
You've honed in on that. Like, why didn't you say anything? Well, it's a fighting game. No one cares about the story in a fighting game.
What's your take on that? Because that was Sanchez's big soapbox. he
Well,
was
when it
on.
comes to fighting game, I mean, all you need is just a loose,
But what I'm saying,
like a loose background for the characters, and that's it. You don't really need a story. I mean, no one's playing a fighting game.
Look, you got two people telling
narrative.
you, and you seem to be upset
That's
that you're
because no
not.
one will listen to me because I'm fucking trying to talk over here, and you're
You-
taking.
you asked me a question.
Talking about
You asked-
nobody plays this guy. First of all, okay, in the context of sending out a review, okay, you can sit here and talk about pixels or whatever. Who knows, or graphics or whatever. Okay, that's fine. But when you've got, if you want like a 30-second review, that's great. That's great. If you want to do what you guys are trying to do, half hour to an hour show, you've got to talk more about other things. Second, they wouldn't put story modes in there unless there was somebody, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, they're just jacking themselves off or whatever. They love writing stories and showing off what they can do.
No, it's not that.
Somebody out there
It's not that. We're
enjoying
talking
that.
about fighting games. We're not talking about all
Somebody
genres.
is putting a story mode in it. Look, if nobody liked the story mode, there wouldn't be a story mode in video games.
I didn't say no one likes it. I just said no one cares.
Well, some
That's the same thing.
That's the same thing.
No, I'm just saying you can. You can be.
Randy
Someone's
makes
indifferent
more
to
sense
it.
right now.
There's a
No
different.
offense,
It's
Randy.
sort of indifferent. It's just indifference. Like I don't care if
I
they
didn't
put a.
say nobody likes it. I said nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
No one cares about it. No one
Makes
really
no
cares about it.
sense.
No one cares. If they put out a fighting game and they didn't have a story mode in it, if it came with everything like versus online, if it came with an arcade mode, it came with a training mode, no one would give a fuck that the story mode was in there.
I'm not
wasn't
saying
in there.
you have to.
Hi.
I'm not saying you have to use that as a selling point, or you don't even have to say it should sway people one way or the other.
Well, okay.
I'm just saying you're doing a review, so you want to review every aspect
I'm telling
of
you
the
right
game.
now, if I actually review a story in a fighting game, the score's always going to go down. It's never going to go up. It's never going to go up. Because the story mode, shut the fuck up! The story mode is always fucking boring. It's always some like fucking convoluted, stupid fucking
Then
mess
talk
that they
about
puts
it.
together. It's always they're always making you play with the character they want you to play with. You never get to choose the character you want to play with. It's tedious. It's stupid, and they should probably stop doing it.
Brian, I'm curious as your thoughts on this.
I'll be back in a little bit.
people do play fighting games
wrong,
just
Randy?
for the fighting
Hold on,
aspect
what's wrong,
alone.
Randy?
I mean, I do like
Did Sanchez cross the line? What are we
I
doing?
don't care if I did. Shit, he was about to open his mouth, and we're having an actual conversation about this. We're trying to get shit
maybe he's
worked
going to the
out.
bathroom. He's chilling out. Oh, he's just taking a shit. Is all I think. What if it would be awful if he's just in the bathroom just crying right now?
I'd feel bad, but he's.
Sanchez, do you want to go check on him?
No, I don't. I don't. I'm just like.
Yeah.
Okay,
Give him a hug.
whether you agree with me or not, do you see the point I'm trying to make?
Oh yeah, trying to stretch it out. Yeah, I mean, we
well,
could.
saying one story is still better than the other. I mean, I did like this. I did like the story in Mortal Kombat's. Was it 9 or 10?
Yeah, 9 was okay.
He liked it. He just didn't care about it.
Yeah, it's just not some.
I mean, I spent more time just focusing on the mechanics of the combat than I did playing the story itself. I went through the story like one time just to unlock shit, and then that's it. Yeah, because in fighting game, that's the whole point of you playing the fighting game. It's just for the fighting mechanics. But when it comes to other games, yeah, stories may hold much more weight. But when it comes down to it, you can have a game with no story and decent gameplay and still have a really decent game. Or you can't have a game with a really good story and no gameplay.
I would
gameplay.
just suggest if even if you didn't like the story, just talk about how stupid it is. I mean, that is something, and I know you. You've got the mind of a comedian, so you can do this. All right, you can turn that into something funny.
Yeah, I get that, but it's
Then why not?
Everybody's doing that. Everybody's doing that.
Reviews are supposed to be entertaining.
Yeah, I get that.
That's entertaining. Make it funny. You know?
Are entertaining
Like
people?
Mystery Science Theater 3000 made a whole series off of that, making fun of stuff. That's what you can do.
No, but we're not making fun of video games. We like
But the
video
story.
games. I mean,
You don't like the story, you don't care about the story, make fun of it. At least
no,
include
I mean,
it.
I can't. That's the one thing I can't make fun of things I don't care about. Like, I gotta have some attachment to it in order to seem like I'm being sincere about what I'm saying, right? I mean, I don't know. It's just like the whole thing of like, I don't make fun of people I don't like, you know?
No, I get that. I get that. Randy, where are you going? You okay?
Let him storm out. He's being a girl right now.
He's got his. He's getting his keys out.
Huh? It's empty.
What's empty? His cup?
His cup's empty. We'll throw it out for him.
Oh.
Let him go, man. Just getting on my nerves anyway.
Here's the thing: is I don't get why that upset him so much, because you tell him to shut up all the time. So why?
I think it was loud and he was trying to say something, but he did it when we were like he wasn't gonna add anything.
He really does. I know exactly where you're going. He really does need to know when it's appropriate to talk, when it's not appropriate to talk. But see, it's a double-edged sword, because that's kind of entertaining when he does chime in, and it's kind of just out of nowhere, because that's funny.
Yeah,
you know?
I get that. I mean, I've been told before
But
that
then
me
other
kind of
times,
snapping at
you
him
know.
is kind of, gotten both sides of that. Gotten like, you should probably leave him alone. It's like, no, that was fucking hilarious. Like, I don't know what to think these days with that. Do you want me to keep hamming it up with him, or do you want me to leave him alone?
I think. Look, you know how I feel about this. I think when you and Randy get into it on the air, it's entertaining.
Well, you saw there is one thing I won't call him. You know, there's like one thing
That was off air. I don't know if you want to bring that up.
No, you don't.
But I don't understand, why is that crossing a line?
I don't know, man. I just like for me,
We're
like,
of course referring to the N word.
No,
I'm just kidding.
The R word.
The R word.
The R word.
How do you feel about that, Brian? Are you defensive at all toward Randy? Because it just seems like you don't really care what Sanchez says to Randy. I know, but I guess it has to stem off of your past experience with Randy getting you kind of being a thorn in your side a little bit. How do you feel about that when Sanchez talks down or is verbally abusive, for lack of a better term, toward Randy?
I believe in Randy has to learn how to handle himself when it comes
it's a little bit of tough love.
To social situations. I mean, yeah, he has to learn when to speak and when not to speak. It's that like everyone has to learn that, and telling like defending him every time when he wants to divert a conversation to something that's nonsensical. I mean, that's not going to help.
Yeah, and I'm all about.
I do explain to Randy that Mike is not being malicious in anything that he's saying. I mean, I do at least try to get that
Is he
point.
when you're
across
talking
to him.
about Sanchez when you say Mike? Maybe that's what.
No, I mean, like
confuses
too,
him.
like I was already. We were kind of worked up. We were all kind of worked up. We were talking back and forth here, and then like he just kind of chimed in. And it's like I took that energy and I kind of shut the fuck up. You know, like I think that might have been.
That's what didn't make sense to me, is because that's.
I just don't think Randy's used to hang around with a lot of guys.
He's
Is
mostly
that because he
hanging-
doesn't have friends, Sanchez?
No, I just think.
Oh, he has
think
one left. Oh God.
I think he hangs around women more than he does men.
Well, either way, he's down one.
Jesus.
Oh God, man. I hope I get roasted at my funeral. I hope to God everybody shows up and just starts fucking tearing into my ass.
He's got one. I just, I didn't want to. I definitely didn't want to get into this with him.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to dwell on that topic. Like, you know.
Well, that too, and you
some-
never know if he's telling the truth. So.
But my question that I would have for him would be, honestly, how close was he to this person? Because
Oh, he already said they went to the same school he had. For
I know,
long,
but
and he was a year below him. See, I actually listened to that. I actually
but
listened.
I'm
to Randy.
saying I know West isn't that big, but I mean seriously, it's
Yeah, Wes isn't big at all. I'm still not sure that fucking Brian is an inbred.
Jesus.
Well, my mom went outside of West to find.
You got to talk into the microphone if you want people to hear.
My parents were from 2 different towns.
Okay, one's from Shelbyville.
That's not a callback. That's a reference.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. Is West the kind? See, I've never lived in West or anywhere close to West. Does everybody just know each other in that town? Is that how it works? Is it like Mayberry? I mean, what's
It's
going on here?
pretty close there, yeah.
Okay, so maybe he was close to this guy. I
Is
don't
there a
know.
Barney Fife that they don't let put bullets in his gun? Because they'll
I
just
was-
shoot a random minority or something.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I just I wonder what his motivations were for bringing that up. You know, I know it is. It's because he has no filters. What it is.
No, I think he's
Yeah.
the pity party thing, and we're paying
Well,
attention to
so.
him.
It's been on his mind since last night. I know that.
Well, if I thought he was fucking around. Now people are telling me that, like, you know, kind of giving me the it did happen. I kind of feel bad about that.
I'm gonna
Oh,
ask
he's
him
back.
to come back.
Making sure,
Oh,
make sure he
he's
doesn't
come
have a
back.
knife or
Yeah,
something.
he's come back. Who? Who you talk? Who do you need?
Brian?
Who, me? Oh, what's up, man? Why can't we talk in here?
Say Brian or McBrine?
I think it's pointing me. Hey, dude. Sanchez, would you like to apologize?
No, I wouldn't.
My uncle always yells at me all the time. Hey, I don't want to hang around with y'all if I'm not yelled at here.
Well, you gotta. Well, first of all, no one can hear you because you're not on a microphone. But look, okay. Obviously, Sanchez got to you with that last time. He hurt your feelings. It's understandable. We all have feelings, okay? But this is we're just being funny, Randy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if we got your. if we went too
There's
far.
actually a big difference between the uncle and Mike.
And plus, before Mom got on her stress medicine, she used to yell at me and hit me all the time. And you know.
Well, I'm glad you're not on mic for this, Randy.
Well, well, Randy, this is a safe space. Let me just say that, right?
Who's Mom earlier?
Well, you were trying to get his phone. You were invading his personal space. That was self-defense, Randy.
Yeah, I get that, but no, yelling at me like
We're
that.
having look, Randy. We love you here. Come on, sit back down. Have a conversation with us. Come on.
We're done with the video game thing for right
Yeah.
now.
Like,
Although
I get
do
how.
let me just say this. I do get what you're saying. I understand. We need to find a way to stretch him out. And,
I thought we were done with the video game.
no, I'm just saying. I'm giving you a sort of like,
Okay.
you know, like I understand
Hey,
what you're
I
saying.
understand where you're coming from too,
Yeah.
but I'm.
Well,
just-
did you actually play, like you mentioned Injustice the other day, had a
Yeah.
long story. Did you actually like the story of Injustice?
Yeah, I liked it.
You didn't think it was just like another
It was-
Zack Snyder, like
No,
it was a
it was
better,
much
it was actually a
better.
better written version of the Zack
Yes,
Snyder
I would-
universe.
It was a nice little story.
But my problem with it
Yeah.
was the whole like anytime the writer's not good enough to make Superman interesting, they make him a villain.
I understand your gripe with that, but
Like-
still, I mean, it was an interesting story. It was good. I liked it.
I mean, I just couldn't.
Well, see, the thing is, in a game like that, where you're gonna have to battle through every character anyway, they did the best thing they could, and that's when they were exploring alternate universes. And so then they had to find some way for you as a protagonist to fight Superman. You know
No,
what
they
I'm saying?
didn't. They could have made you Superman. You could have been the protagonist. Superman could have been the
But
protagonist.
you had to fight Superman at some point.
Oh yeah, I mean,
see.
you had to fight everybody at one point in there, and it did the same thing. It did. It like it gave me characters I didn't want to use.
Randy,
You know?
what you have to understand, we were having a heated exchange, okay? And when you chimed in, that energy wasn't necessarily directed at you, okay? I know that sounds weird because he was talking directly to you, but you got to understand, he was already fired up. And the thing is, Randy, we discussed this when you went out. You have to learn when it is appropriate to chime in and when it's not. Now, you've done it before, and I think we've let it go because it's kind of funny when you just talk about random stuff in the middle of another conversation. But you got to understand that when you do something like that, when you talk, for lack of a better term, out of turn, you open yourself up to that. I mean, this is, you know, look, we bust each other's balls, but we're all friends here, okay? It's just a game, you know? What do you think Sanchez was doing right when you walked in when he was talking about not caring about story mode? He was busting my balls. You know, I'm not off limits here. You've busted my balls. You know, it's nothing. It's not personal. It's not hateful. It really isn't. You just have to trust me. Randy, why do you think I have you come out here? Why is it that you... Get on the microphone, please. Why is it that you think... I just want to hear your theory. Why is it you think that I ask you to come do my podcast?
Because you and Brian want my opinion on stuff.
Okay, to a certain
subtract
degree.
one of those people.
to a certain degree. But it's the reason why I have anybody I want on this show. Is you're funny. You say funny things every once in a while. Brian says funny. Sanchez, I every once in a while have been known to say something funny. It's a comedy show. We're having fun here, you know. And can I say this while we're on the subject of having fun? I'm so incredibly sorry, especially about your mom, because I was close to my mom. My mom passed away 11 years ago. Okay, so I know exactly what you're going through right now. Don't even think that I'm bullshitting you or putting on. I know exactly what you're going through, and I know how hurtful and painful it can be. But you just have to consider maybe this is not the time to bring that up. We're trying to have fun. It's Friday night. It's the start of the weekend. And I'm sorry what happened to your friend too, but you got to understand, some of us in this room are sharks. You give us stuff like that, they're going to go right after it. You know?
It's like blood in the water.
It's nothing personal. Sanchez will tell you
or on the pavement.
He's not doing it being hateful. He's just being funny, because that's what drives this whole... This isn't an official Michael McBrine show. We're just having fun. It's Friday night. We just had 2 shows. We're trying to relax, have fun. You can't come in here with bumming us out with stories, man. And you got to understand, we're not attacking you. See, that's the problem, I think. I think you think that we are attacking you. That's the farthest thing from the truth. Why would we have... Look, they just did a show, Pixel Degenerates, which you can catch every Friday night here on iRadio Wake. No, they just did a show. We did not have to call you in here. You were out in the parking lot. We could have just said, let's just chill without Randy. Why is it you think? Do you think we just brought you in here just so we could slam you? No. Maybe Sanchez, but the rest of us, pretty sure no. I want to have fun, Randy. Come on, this is like a party. You don't go to a party and start bringing up depressing things. Because you know what happens if you go to a party and you bring up depressing things? One of 2 things happens. Either everyone leaves the party, or everybody tries to make jokes about the depressing things, trying to dissolve the seriousness.
People just start giving you a lot of booze and drugs.
You know what? Start bringing booze and drugs to the show, too. Can you do that, Randy?
I've seen crowds turn on people in the worst type of ways. I used to go do karaoke at this one place, and this guy is really popular. Talk to everybody. It's really it's kind of a pompous prick though. But he got up there one day and he did his little song that and then afterwards he starts droning on about how the that ISIS was created by the United States and stuff. and then collectively, like, everybody was, boo, get off the stage, shut the fuck up. You know, it's just like, you know, if you're saying something people don't want to hear, like when they're trying to have fun, people are going to be a little rude to you.
Yeah, this is a place that we come to get away from all the suffering of reality.
You know, can I just say something, Randy? I'm glad what happened tonight happened. I'm glad, and it sounds so fucked up, but I'm glad you got your feelings. I'm glad you stepped up, because you know what? You grew a little bit. You learned something tonight. If you want to chime in with random stuff, it may be funny. We're going to laugh at it, but you have to know, fair warning, we reserve the right to bust your balls because of it.
That's why everything has to be processed before you say something. You like is this
Now-
going to hit or is this going to miss?
You have to understand, you've got to understand when you say something like, when you throw something, because you know what you're doing.
No, because
No,
I
no,
was,
no, no, let me finish.
I
You know
was
what
going to
you're
be
doing.
on the same topic as him because you were talking about a fighting game, and I was going to say, because you were talking you were talking shit about the fighting game, I was going to say how can you hate the fighting game when you own a fucking joystick to freaking play the fighting games?
Oh yeah, I do own the niche fighting sticks that cost like $150. Spent some good money on that because I love fighting games so much, and I own quite a bit.
He
of
wasn't
them.
saying he's fighting games. He's saying
No,
that like he finds the stories pointless.
Yeah, find the stories pointless in video games. I mean, not video games, but in
More to the point, Randy.
yeah.
You saw that we were having an exchange. There was a certain flow to it. It was a little bit of a hateful flow, but it was still a flow. And you don't just come in and just ram in, because what you're doing essentially is you're making it about yourself. You hear what I'm saying? And when you make it about yourself, it's sharks in the water, man. You're leaving yourself open.
Yeah, when we're all like on one subject, all the same subject, and we're kind of clicking. We're all like our own little sharks, and we're all like chewing on our own like kill right there. But as soon as you make it like, oh, look at me, you're like, we're gonna attack you. Like, we're no longer gonna focus on the food that's in front of us. You know, we're gonna start chomping at you.
So it's good. I think we had a learning. This was a learning experience. How do you feel, Randy? What's going through your mind right now?
I nothing.
Do you feel better than you did 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Would you like a hug from Sanchez?
No,
No.
that's never gonna
I
happen.
think our viewers would like to
No,
see that.
our
They'd
our
appreciate
one viewer can suck my dick.
Only one
it. Would
person.
you like to suck Sanchez's dick?
No.
No. Okay. Sorry, Sanchez.
No.
It probably hasn't been cleaned in
Shucks.
like a month.
Hey, he's busting balls. Yay! He gets it. Yay!
That one was actually well timed. I got to give you that. And to be honest with you, no, it hasn't been cleaned in a month.
What a lovely little journey we had tonight. Just went. I'm glad we stuck around and had this talk.
Yeah. We got our little video game thing out of the way. We got a little Randy meltdown out of the way. Oh,
You keep staring at me though. Something's on your mind. What is on your mind? Are you undressing me with your eyes? What's going on? over there?
Nothing. Nothing.
Is it okay that we make jokes?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All right. It's good. 'Cause we're not here just to, attack and make fun of people. We're just here to have fun, And I tell you one thing. If we all just sat here and just agreed with each other and then said things like, "Oh, that's a great point you just made," that would be the most boring podcast in the world.
I disagree with that, Mike. McBrine.
See, there you go. Conflict is where the entertainment happens. You just gotta know. You just gotta roll with it. If you need every once in a while just to take a break, I'd rather you stay in the room and just relax and sit back. But if you need to, you can go out.
yeah. There's
just take a breather.
times where I go on straight vacation while everybody's talking.
Yeah.
That's when you see
As
me
opposed
just
to
like
his
pull
gay
away.
vacation.
Huh?
You said straight vacation, so I said as opposed to your gay vacation.
Yeah, gay vacation. Very gay.
If you would have heard it, it'd been a lot funnier.
Yes. Gay vacation.
Yeah, thinking of
The oiled butt cruise.
No, you just took it too far.
Yeah, I did.
thinking about Charlie's dick.
Who the fuck is? What the fuck? All right, we
missed.
We need a point of reference.
Who's Charlie?
Charlie off of 2.5 Men. He's gay as fuck.
gay.
Is he? What? No, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, he might be bi.
He's notorious for having lots of women.
No, there is supposedly a video around of him blowing a transsexual.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying he's.
I think he got to that point with like, well, I fucked everybody in
Oh,
Hollywood.
hold on a second. Was this like a recent revelation?
I think it was the same one. The reason he came out with the fact that he had HIV is because that transsexual is trying to, she was trying to bribe.
It's just such an odd thing to bring up. See, that's what I'm talking about. Random, right there. I mean, if it was like a recent headline.
No, it was. No, I always remember that because I always thought it was funny. I was like, yeah, I can understand.
It's like an inside joke. Okay, got it.
No, I mean he fucked a transsexual apparently. He sucked one off. Nom 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 nom.
We can all make that mistake.
No, we don't. You can tell by their shoulders right away. Just look at their shoulders, like, ugh, no. Fucking bony ass, like
The
fucking
very square jaw.
yeah, that very like that Barry Bonds jaw.
I have something. Never mind. I was gonna say it was extremely racist, but I'm gonna save it for after the show.
Oh,
It's the perfect thing to put on the show.
You know what? I'll mute the microphones real quick. Hold on. You guys got to promise not to say what it is. All right, we're back, and you guys didn't miss anything.
I can't believe you would say something so culturally disruptive.
I know. That's why. No, I didn't technically. I put our phones on mute.
you put the headphones on mute.
No, I put the microphones on mute.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure Randy's with me on that, right, Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, he's with me on that.
No, I didn't. Yeah. No.
Any potential dates in the future up at you still work at? Are we okay saying where you work, or do you want to keep that private? I understand.
Keep that private.
Okay, where you work?
Just so you can say department store.
Okay, department store. Are there any potential, girls on the horizon you got your eye on up there? What's going on in that
a
world?
little
I wouldn't
bit.
say that, and they're gonna see this, and they're gonna be like, "Oh man, that taterhead wants to," and then they're gonna be weird with you when you show up.
So you had any interest back? You got any numbers? What's going on, Randy?
Well, I kind of have a guy that's helping me get
God.
girls.
I was so afraid where the hell it was gonna go. Is it Charlie Sheen?
No, it's
No, you got a guy that's helping you do what now?
I mean, he just say I'm not gonna say no names, but he's the same guy that helped me get a job there. But basically, he's good with women. He's good getting women.
Okay.
He done fucked a couple of them in the past, and
He's had 2 women, so yeah, he's good. Okay.
no, I mean no, actually he fucked a lot of them already, but like a lot of different women from different places. But no,
Like
basically,
Asia?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
You don't talk like this around women, do you? Like we're saying fucking and stuff like that because
No,
coming from you, someone like you.
But he helped me,
All
though.
seriously, you mean he's fucked a lot of girls up at the department store?
like anywhere, like at this job, at
The
old
one
job.
I just say he's had a good history with women, from what I understand.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
still a really odd thing to say about another guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he brags about it though.
Okay, so you said he's helping you? How's he helping you?
By giving me tips, by giving me
Oh, I would love to hear some of the tips.
because he gave me tips, and he also one of the supervisors.
He gave you his tip. What?
No, he gave me tips, and he also a supervisor. So he knows who's single and who's not single, basically.
That sounds very, very sketchy.
Oh, that does sound very fucking sketchy. Oh my god, dude, did you just?
Recap that for us
Yeah,
one more
dude.
time. What did you just say?
Your supervisor, he's a supervisor and he's fucking his underlings? Oh, shit. It's
Are
a
you
good
sure?
thing you didn't give him up.
Is he watching?
Oh, my God. Stop talking, dude. You're going to get that dude in trouble. So they're going to find out where you work. because they're gonna look on your Facebook page, and you strike me as the type of guy that has it. You work where you work on your Facebook page.
You know, for all the years I worked at Toys R Us, I never had it mentioned. On my notes.
I don't have that I work anywhere. I've never had a work status
Yeah,
anywhere.
I hate to even bring this up on there, but did they ever give you your
W-2?
W-2?
No,
Are they going? Is it like an online thing?
I have no clue.
I don't want to call up there. I'm taking the kids up there anyway tomorrow, so I'll probably.
Why don't you call what's her face?
Because I don't want to talk to who? Irma?
Megan.
No.
You're kind of sweet on Megan, aren't you, Randy?
What was it? Fucking the
You want to
mushmouth.
see if we can make that happen?
Oh, no.
No. I hate that fat bitch. I hate that fat bitch.
See, you don't need to be talking like that. You need to be as more. You need to try and be as endearing as you possibly can.
No, on the phone.
What's wrong with Megan?
On the phone earlier, you were saying that I'm just going to get somebody that has half a teeth falling out. It's going to be. It's just not going to be. It's not going to be under 300 pounds. And
time out. What are you talking about?
He on the phone call.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah. And,
what does it have to do with Megan, though? I don't see your point.
Because I pretty much just that's basically now that I think about
okay.
it, I inadvertently described her.
Well, I think Megan. I think she might be around 300 pounds.
Yeah, she's around 400 pounds.
No, she's too short for that, but she is pretty.
Okay, can we stop bashing Megan for a second? Because it's pretty undeserved.
No, there
Or
was
maybe
one
it
point
isn't.
where I was trying to talk good about her, and it sounded like I was bashing her so hard. It's really hard not to. It's so easy to inadvertently bash her.
What did she do to you personally that you don't like?
She didn't do anything to him.
It's more what Randy did to her.
Yeah.
And then her response to it.
What did you do?
I was at a party with her and a couple of other friends.
5 minutes in, every form of social media, he added her.
Okay.
Well, just Facebook.
Okay.
No, that's not what she said. She said it was like all like every form of social media that she was on. He added her on that.
No. Because she's a sarcastic bitch.
Dude, you've never really had any interaction with her.
Well, I don't get
But
why.
my brother has though.
Yeah, and I've never really said anything that would even imply anything that you've stated so far.
I'm still confused. So, did she not accept your friend request? What made her such a bitch?
Basically, I asked her out, but she couldn't respond to that. But then she had to go to her workplace and spread rumors about me.
She doesn't owe you a response. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying that you don't have to go to your workplace.
What were the rumors she spread?
I don't know. Brian knows them.
How would I know? I don't work there.
I worked there, and she didn't spread any rumors that were untrue. She didn't say anything that was untrue. I can honestly tell you that.
Basically, what it sounds like is she said, "You know that guy Randy? Well, he asked me out on Facebook."
Yeah, but
Is this basically what happened?
From somebody. It was before he worked there, right? After?
No, it was when I was working there. I talked to her every day. She always hung out the same place I hung out with everybody else. She didn't really. We gave her shit for that. Like, Randy's coming to work tonight. It's like, no, I'm not working here tonight. Like, God damn. You should just fuck with her. It's like, oh, man, I got Randy coming in. It's like, no, you don't.
I'm thinking you might have came out a little strong, Randy.
Yeah, they're walking her out to her car on.
Oh my God! Did you do that
at the party? Yeah, that.
Yeah, you know you done fucked up when you scare a Klingon.
Yeah, but I mean, I was trying to be nice because it was the bad part of town, and I was trying to be nice.
Why is it the bad part down, Randy? Like, what gave you that?
I'm not saying it on air.
He literally lives down the street. Like if you look down the street from his house, you see a Catholic church, the nicest Catholic church in Waco. How is that a bad neighborhood? It's right next to a Catholic school.
Are you talking about Riker?
Yeah.
That's a bad.
No,
neighborhood.
St. Louis.
That's a bad neighborhood.
That's not a bad neighborhood.
I used to live in that neighborhood. That's a bad neighborhood.
That's not a bad
I
neighborhood.
used to live, that is a terrible neighborhood.
That is not a terrible neighborhood.
Yeah. North 25th.
Oh my
around
God.
that area.
You would fucking like, oh.
Hey,
God, how do you survive
This
anywhere?
was the same neighborhood. I had the crack house across the street.
hey, mute the mic.
It's not that bad.
This was the same neighborhood where the kids walking home from the elementary school out of boredom just started throwing rocks at my mom.
A what?
They started throwing rocks at my mom.
Pause.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're just some bad kids, you know.
Oh man, that's just bad kids.
What?
I want to tell you something, but I can't.
No, see, this is what this is.
If you can't share it with my audience, I don't think I want to hear it. All right, fine. What's true? Just to humor him. Okay, go ahead. I should have just left them all. All right, so we're gonna turn the mic.
That you were being racist towards white people. No one cares about that racism.
You know all the shit Sanchez gave you earlier is just like completely vindicated, like justified now.
How do you spell it right?
Like he had every right to bust you.
Chednock? Wait, what?
You're not supposed to say that word that no one's ever heard of on the air. Okay? We might offend some Chednocks out there.
God.
Chednock is a Chinese person.
He
with
just
dreadlocks, I
basically
think.
inadvertently said it was a nice neighborhood because there's nothing but white people living.
No.
It's good. Oh man, I've never
Is
heard
that
of
like
that.
a chud?
I've never.
No.
Is that a Chudnock?
I've never heard of anyone like, man, there's too many white people there. This must be a bad neighborhood.
No, it's not. That's not what it means.
I'll humor him. I'll look up.
I can't find anything, man. Is it CHED NO?
He's
how I
probably
would say it.
mispronouncing it like horribly too.
Chanock.
I need you to look up a word no one's ever heard of.
Look it up. Look up that word.
That no one's ever heard of. Yet, I heard Chernock. It keeps wanting to correct it.
No, it's
I don't think your phone's gonna autocorrect to a racial slur.
Maybe it's KNOCK, like knockout, and like knock. Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Chednock.
I can't find anything.
I'll tell you later.
That's because he made it up.
Yeah, he did. He probably did. If it's not on Urban Dictionary, it's not a thing ever. It's never been a thing.
Let me try a different search engine. Who knows?
Tried, was it dog pile?
It's not open now.
Oh, fucking God. Well, it's not in Merriam-Webster's either, is it? So what are you talking about?
Randy, spell it.
Yeah, spell it real quick.
Oh, say it into your phone and see if it pops up.
I don't know. My uncle says it all the time.
No, say it in like do the Google or whatever you got on there. and,
No,
like, and
no.
speak
Let's
and just say
talk
it.
about something else. It's fine.
All right, then sound it out one more time.
No.
5 syllable.
Chednock. It translated it to Chad Knock. No, stupid Google, not Chad Knock. Chad Knock, obviously. So it's this phrase that your uncle says that no one else says.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great.
So.
Okay, further to the point, describe a Chednock to me. That's what I really want to know.
Yeah, how do they relate to the people who live on the
If you're
street?
going to say Mexican, just say Mexican.
no.
So they're not
it's not.
Mexican.
No.
Are they black? Okay, they're black. Okay.
Such a racist.
I've
Randy.
never heard that term. That makes me kind of angry. Your uncle made up a word, and suddenly it's. Sanchez, are you looking it up over
Well,
there?
I mean, to be
I'm
honest,
just
He's
tuning
moved
out
on.
to be honest,
because this is stupid.
I mean, he is a racist.
if you are
motherfucker.
going to use a racial slur in public, might as well use one that's made up and not,
It is.
something's
It
already
is better
established.
that you use a made-up slur. I will give
Yeah.
you that. You're not really offending anybody if they have no idea what you're talking about. No, can we just say that neighborhood has pieces of shit from every walk of life and race? So it's nothing but. Sorry, it's not the Chedlocks or whatever you said.
Well,
kind of bad.
For
am I
some reason,
saying
I
the
want
word-
Chex Mix now.
maybe you
I don't know.
should.
Well, you're kind of
You
high.
should
so
have just
Huh?
explained.
Well, you are high, so
I was high.
Randy killed.
Yeah. Well, no, it would have went away anyway.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like about 45 to 30 minutes when you smoke it. So
All right, Randy, do you want to say anything to your fans before we sign off here? Because we've been here for an hour. And
he doesn't
13
have any
minutes.
fans. Oh wait, is that?
Did you say
no.
fans or friends?
I said fans.
Just kidding. It's a joke.
No,
It's a joke.
I got some fans
You
because
do? Awesome.
like whenever like they asked one of the time Brian told me that they asked where was I?
Oh, that's when you're a Ralphie Coon.
Yeah.
Everyone loved Ralph Coon. Was the best character.
You're the prettiest girl in the yard.
I'll be
You're
getting my
gonna
own
get you a
show
nice
soon,
man.
so
Mm.
so tune in when I do.
You're what? Are you giving him a show?
What are you doing?
He said he has a show coming soon.
Oh, you got a show coming soon.
I'm getting one.
Okay. Have you talked to anyone about this?
I'm still trying to work out the details.
Okay. What kind of show is
No.
this
That's
gonna
not what he asked you. Have you talked to anyone about?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Well, that was fascinating. Yeah, I need to go home. I got actually an early morning tomorrow.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
Even though I too have somewhere to be early in the morning, I made it my business to spend time with you, Randy. Unlike you did Wednesday night. So, me and Sanchez had a good conversation though. It was a good show.
Yeah.
We had the two strongest players here. That's why it was a good show.
So I'm gonna try to make it on Wednesday. What my plan is, I'm gonna sleep during the day because I'm off. I'm gonna sleep during the day.
I like what I'm hearing. You're planning your whole life around this show.
No,
I like what I'm hearing.
Like I can sleep during the day and I can come here and after that I can go to work.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, we really need to get out of here. This is actually like I don't see how many comments we've gotten. I mean, how many views we got. Facebook's really bad about showing you views. You have to like actually look it up and stuff. Whereas you would feel like you would just be able to look at a glance and see, oh look, 50 views or whatever. But I think this video actually got a lot of views. A lot of views for a show that came on at midnight. Anyway, so thanks. Bye.